all this talk about late stage capitalism. It's like, okay, so what is on the other side? And I don't say that thinking that I or anyone else has the answer. I said it because I think it's important to start thinking about what are the possibilities, what are the dreams, what are the things we're working
Hmm.
towards, what are the things we're trying to build instead of the things we're trying to tear down. I don't know. I'm curious what your thoughts are as well, but trying to think about what it's one of those things that you can't even, it's hard to even fathom what that looks like when this is all we've ever known. Recall what it was.
Oh, oh, hey, Theresa. Hey, how you doing?
Oh, we're recording. I'm
I
good.
just
How are
started.
you?
No, I'm
That
fucking
was
around.
nice of you to start it while I was away from my.
I, well, right. I thought that would be cute. You come in like it's a sitcom, or I was trying to remember whatever you had said to me that time about drinking coffee when you asked me something. I don't even remember, and the fact that you don't remember is
Really high
probably
quality
something.
content right now.
Listen, I'm not saying this is all going to be in there. That's
Hey, Carlos, how's your nervous system doing today?
Well, how about if we
Gonna start over?
well, I don't want to start over. I'd like to maybe just say welcome to Strategy and Solidarity Pod, the podcast, an act of revolutionary defiance and a celebration of the things that bring us comfort, solace, and joy, even if it's being a class clown sometimes, as we work to reclaim our humanity together. I am Carlos Kareem Wyndham.
And I'm Theresa Logan. How's your nervous system doing today, Carlos?
Well, Theresa, pretty well. Um, Given all things, and I keep saying that as the encapsulating the brackets. What would that be? The asterisks,
The
the
qualifier, qualification.
qualifier, the reality in which we live. I'm okay. How's your nervous system?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little tired, but managing what's mine to do.
All right. Well, what's something bringing you some comfort or some solace or some joy?
Somewhat.
Joy.
Oh, those are different words. I don't know what yoy is. You are channeling that class clown energy this morning, though. Um, I'm housed, and my children are fed and healthy, and we have hot water and electricity anytime we want it. So seems like we're doing pretty great.
So, okay, so we're going with comfort, or is that solace? Which
I
is
think
that?
it's all three of them. I think that's comfort and solace and joy.
And joy.
It's a
Okay.
cocktail, a mocktail, a joy tail.
I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
What's bringing you joy today?
Well, it's not church bus songs, I'll tell you that. Um, what is bringing me joy today? I think that at this point, um, I will say certainly my child. They're fantastic, and dropping them off at school, picking them up, taking them to work, all the things. I enjoy that very, very much. Comfort is certainly the coffee in my cup. I don't know how many more cups I have right now, but I've got this one and I'm drinking it. And Yeah, yeah. Solace is just the realization that it is so far, so wildly far. beyond our collective and individual immediate reaches to just turn on or off whatever faucet needs to be adjusted such that everybody is just back to our shit and doing interesting creative things with our time and energy in this universe. But hey, change comes, things happen, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I hope something does soon ish. But
I saw some warehouses burned down.
oh, holy snoggles. I don't know how. Oh, we're 5 in. I can say whatever I want to. Holy shit. Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
time
yeah.
limit?
Yeah. Well, not here. YouTube, where you should like and subscribe because, you're here. Why not do that? Hey, tell a friend too. And
A little
there's a
solidarity,
button
a little act of
as well
solidarity with us.
that whatever the new button is, alert or toggle, dingle, dangle. I don't know what it is. The
And you're going
Yeah.
to see so many more facial expressions if you watch this on video than if you just listen to the recording. Those long, awkward pauses, there's some good facial expressions in there.
The warehouse that went boom.
The toilet paper
Uh,
one.
yeah, holy cow.
Then there was an Amazon warehouse, and then there was like 6 warehouses over the past week.
Oh, it was 6.
There's been 6 of them.
Oh boy,
Now, the
you see
Amazon
you couldn't
warehouse,
be
they
up.
said the solar panels caught on fire.
Uh huh.
And people were like, sure they did.
Like the ones on my parents' house that have been there for 20 years. They just
I've
caught on
not
fire.
heard of
Just
combustible
burst
solar
into flame.
panels before, but let me see if I can find the other ones real quick. But no, there's been like
Somebody,
6
somebody better
warehouses that
tell
have burned
Dubai.
down. Now, I don't know what an average number of warehouses to burn down in any given week is. I don't know if that's a common phenomenon. It's just we're just hearing about it this
It's
week.
not.
But
No, it's
the
one
warehouse
per
one was
week in the
definitely
United States.
the toilet paper one. He definitely took the video and said all you had to do was pay us a living wage.
That's it.
Set $3 million of inventory on fire.
And we have got so. And then was clear. I stand on the shoulders of giants, said he, and said that his inspiration was, of course, Luigi Mangione. So, gotta give another shout out to my man Luigi. Still serving up time. Um,
Has he been? Has he had a trial?
uh, he has appeared before the court. There has not been a
Like an
trial yet.
arraignment, but not a trial yet.
Yeah.
Interesting. Um, there was also someone in Ireland who climbed on top of a U.S. Military transport plane and just started beating it with a hammer.
Okay. Hey, listen. More
Why not?
power to you. More power to you. It's not quite monkey wrenching, but I hear you. I get the idea. I get the frustration. I feel you. I feel you. I've done things in my youth. I understand. So why would you? Okay. Uh, did you find any of the other things that were lit on fire? Perchance, was that easy to find?
I will look one more time.
Okay, so if it's not there, it's not there. Um, yeah, things happen, and they happen suddenly. They do create a shift, right? They create a shift. I mean, the fact that Mangione was uh, devastated to the degree that he was, and as deliberate as he was. I mean, quite literally, that level of vigilantism is the vigilantism is the the level that is present in the current incarnate of Daredevil and like Marvel superheroes on Dis Plus at least, and the fact that they have decided to go, um, I think it would be full rated R. I mean, it's a lot of blood. It's a lot of blood, and with all of that, Bullseye, who is the anti-hero in the whole spectacle happening this season, is going specifically against the mayor's tactical guard division, which looks amazingly like ICE and is behaving as such, and can go into a crowded room and take out only those officers, as Mangione did with the corporate officers, and then of course as his one of his first public um, followers, I suppose, followed suit by lighting that warehouse on for the toilet paper warehouse on fire. White people love toilet paper so much too. That's got to mean
I mean,
something to
that was
somebody's heart.
though I didn't understand that part during COVID, why people were stockpiling toilet paper. I was really confused. Like that's the thing you need to get through the apocalypse.
You know, if you've not lived the life of bidet, or you somehow object to bathing, or using other papers, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, there was a Sylvester Stallone movie in which they used shells. Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Demolition Man was that movie.
Okay.
So, did you find anything else? Or
What I found is a lot of people saying that there are often warehouse fires and people are paying more attention after the Kimberly Clark one.
mm,
None of the rest of those have been confirmed arson, but there was a mall that burned down and there were a bunch of other warehouses, one in New Jersey, in various
yeah,
places.
I mean, corporate press is not going to out what is happening right now. I'm finding they don't even talk about what is happening across the world in many cases. It's getting
I
very
mean,
sad.
across these 50 United States and the number of warehouses around, like, they're not all that
One a
uncommon,
day,
it sounds like.
once a day seems like a lot. Feels
Out
like
of
a lot.
50 states,
Feels like a lot. Once a day, a warehouse just burns down.
across 3,000 miles.
That's kind of why we had the whole. Well, we have no infrastructure of government to be able to regulate anymore, but that's why there were regulations around these shops. Like you weren't
Yes.
supposed to just seeing them burst into flame 5 days a week, 6 days a week in that case. But that seems like a lot. That seems like a lot.
Um, there's apparently almost 1,000 house fires per day in the United States.
Okay, I believe that. Warehouse fires seems drastically different, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't work in a warehouse.
There were an estimated 1,544 warehouse fires in the U.S. annually from 2020 to 2024, which is multiple per day.
Okay.
1,500 per year is about five per day. So it could even be a slow week for warehouse fires. But after the one at Kimberly Clark, we all engage in the what's it called? Confirmation bias, where we want it to be true. So then we start
Yeah.
assuming
Well,
that it must be, since we don't usually hear about warehouse fires because there's about five of them per day in the US. Now we're paying more attention to the ones we've heard of this week because we heard about the dude at Kimberly Clark with the toilet paper, and we want to believe that there's a rising movement. And so we assign that motive and intention, even though the evidence does not suggest that that's actually what happened in most of those other cases.
So you
I mean, it's
hear
just a
that? If you want to make Theresa Logan's dreams come true, you got to step up your game, folks. We need to get these numbers up.
it's
'Cause
not just my dreams. It's like we need to be more careful about the narratives that we just willy nilly grab a hold of and start spreading in the world. Um, because we want it to be true doesn't make it true. I think we need to be more cautious.
yeah, well,
Um,
I'm glad you did the
but
research.
confirmation bias is a good thing to look out for, to notice when you, is this really true or is it just something I want to be true? Because if we're making strategies based on what we hope is true or we wish was true, we're not going to get the correct ones. Because we
The
need
way the
to be
way
developing strategies based on actual reality, not
and the
our
way that you demonstrate that in
hopes
real
about
time
reality.
lets us know clearly, right, that you are willing to do what the Roganites and the others say they would like done, which is doing your own research. And it's like, well, I don't know. I don't know about the other ones. I know about that one, and that was really inspirational and cool. But I did not. I didn't know about the rumor about the other ones, but to know that it's not. It's likely not what we were both kind of rooting for.
Yeah, we want to see a mass uprising of the people, but you know, like people, yeah, burn it all down. It's like, well, fortunately, I don't think anyone died in that one. I am less on the burn it all down side these days, just because the folks who are mostly going to get burned are the people with the least power and privilege and responsibility for what has happened. So I don't like to just, sacrifice other people's lives willy nilly because I think it'll be fun to watch some shit burn down. Because it is always disabled folks, people of color, indigenous folks, black folks, children, women who pay the price when we just start putting flame to things without any thought about what comes on the other side.
Yeah, no, that was very much the point of Fight Club, of that book, right? That was a book written by a queer man who was talking about how leaning into patriarchy, the toxicity will only end up eating itself in the end. And, yeah, a couple of white people may have missed the point a little bit. But,
I mean, it's not a bad tactic if your goal is to disrupt capitalism, if your goal is to make the corporate overlords realize that there's a cost for treating your employees as disposable, you know, product inputs or something.
one thing I
It
do
made a
know is there
point
were zero
for
deaths,
sure.
and there were zero deaths. So I celebrate both of those things. He did not light anyone on fire. He literally did a nonviolent act. And so kudos to the Human Torch. In other good news, Hungary got its results back, and Tucker Carlson's favorite place to go grocery shopping is going to have a new prime minister, as Viktor Orban has fallen and concedes defeat to and congratulates, in fact, the incoming PM or PM in waiting, Peter Major. I'm believing. I don't know. I've never heard anybody else say it. If I offended any of our Hungarian friends, I'm sorry. But this literally the concession uh, and laying out the vision for Hungary just came out an hour ago. The vote tally had come in overnight, and so waking up this morning was boy, oh boy, oh boy, not a great day for Putin, and not a great day for Donald Trump. They had bad
Because
days.
he was their friend.
He was not only their friend in terms of Putin's attempt to retake all of Europe and get revenge for the breaking up of the Soviet Union, but that for Trump, he, Tucker, and the uh, uh, radical, now seeming mainstream right wing was using as the platform for their white Christo fascist push. That was very much the vibe out there. You get with the religion, and you get a bullet in the head. You're an enemy. You're going in the jail.
And hungry?
Uh, oh yeah, it was not good. It was not good. Orban was he had very much been, what would you say, propagating a story through Fox News, through Tucker Carlson, through Nick Fuentes and the Nazis and all of that. The respectable Nazis, right? Not the ones who are actually going to go out there and do any of the bashing. And he was the respectable Nazi over there who had come in much at the same time as the Prime Minister of Italy. So this is not a bad thing. Europe is
Holding the line and getting rid of the white crystal fascists in office.
well, at least one of them so far. At least one of
I'll
them
take
so
I'll
far.
take one warehouse. I'll take one ousted wannabe dictator.
Right,
One
right.
is enough to start a movement. We just need a second.
One is more than zero.
One is more than zero.
So we'll see what happens next. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens next. And then, oh well, and he's not the only Eastern European person who has fucked it up for Drumpf this last few days, as his wife went off. You just saw that today. How'd you
Is
like
that what
how'd
that
you like
was?
that? I
I
it was
don't
something.
think I've ever heard her talk before.
You didn't hear it when
I think this is the first time I've ever heard her speak.
she plagiarized a
I really
whole
don't
speech
even
from
know
Michelle Obama.
what she was saying because she was just reading it in a monotone voice. And she
That
looks
well,
like a
that's how.
model, but she's clearly not an actress.
No, no, no.
um, my understanding, not from anything I have, the entire thing's been erased from my mind at this point because I couldn't hear anything she said. Like I don't know what she said. She just was reading.
Literally watched it at 30, 22, 28 minutes
She's
ago.
I don't know Epstein. All these accusations that I hadn't heard anyone make are false. So as I understand it from other people out in the internet world, um, a Brazilian woman who she used to be good friends with got divorced from her husband in some nasty custody battle, and now she's going after everyone in that world, including Melania, because Melania didn't help her in her custody battle or something.
No, so much worse than that.
Yeah.
So the Brasiliana had gotten divorced, had taken the child.
Brasileña.
Brasiliana, thank you. Had I'm just gonna make up some more
Or
words.
if you're Brazilian, brasilera.
See, brasilera. That's exactly what I said. And so had taken the child away from this U.S. born rotund business person, and went off and said, I don't know. I'm here. We're moving. We're divorced. Goodbye, and left. And he he's a friend of Trump's. He called ICE and had she
Oh, had her deported.
and her brother
Oh, I
deported,
did hear about. Okay.
where she had been disappeared for some many months until about a week ago.
Wow.
So this is and she said, "Shut your mouth! I'm coming for you." And then Mrs. Drumpf decided to make that speech, that very ill-advised speech that is Streisanding an entire thing, that a whole war was waged to try to make people forget, and now, uh-oh.
Streisanding? What does that mean?
Oh, the Streisand effect. It's when a celebrity tells the press, "Hey, don't talk about that," because then that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do
Mm.
exactly
What
that.
did Barbara Streisand tell people not to talk about?
I don't remember what her thing was. I think she had a fit at something, some event, and she tried to like downplay it, and it was before there was a phone in everybody's pocket. And so if she had just never spoken to it or addressed it or acknowledged it, it would have disappeared. But instead she went off and, went at the press about it, and
Okay.
never happened. I don't know. I never met
What did you find meaningful or impactful about Melania's reading demonstration?
reading demonstration. Well, one, clearly
Not
something
qualified to be a newscaster, that's for
went
sure.
wildly wrong with the Einstein Genius grantee committee that year, because holy damn, you have been in this country for a very, 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 very long time to be reading at that level. I don't know if you didn't practice before. I don't know if you didn't look at the words. I
I
would
mean,
say
she's
she
an
did practice before because I've
English is not
seen
her
her
first
speak multiple
language.
times.
Have you?
I'm not saying that she's not a smarty pants for being able to speak two languages. That's
Oh, I
not my
don't think you
suggestion.
don't need to be smart to speak two languages. You just have. I'm just saying, like, people who don't speak English as their first language are not always going to have perfect pronunciation. And I think she spent more time being a statue for people to look at than being a person with thoughts that anyone would care about. So it's not surprising to me that she's not the most competent locutor or whatever it's called.
Yeah, no, elocutioner. No, absolutely, she is not. It is. It was rough. It was rough. Speaking of which, I'm going to take a little sip of water. My throat's a little dry.
Mm. But you thought that her call for congressional testimony from victims was her trying to humiliate or shame victims into silence?
Editing Carlos here, letting you know that that right there is where I realized that my microphone was off, and I was recording into the computer, which is why the first half of the podcast sounded like doo doo. My apologies. We will do better next time. And now back to the pod. Yes, I do. I do think it was an exercise. Well, a push for an exercise in shame, because these people who she had tried to uh, uh, call to the carpet had been trying to tell their stories again and again and again and again to anybody who would listen. People didn't listen. People refused to listen. His name was redacted from testimony. So the idea that she would somehow come out with all of that smoke and that kind of positionality around, okay, well, let's get it on the congressional record after years of congressional testimony around this nonsense. Like, bro, it's been an administration and a half and another half now. Like, we're good on testimony. We have all we need. We need action, which can't happen because of the members of the Congress and because of the members of the House and because of the fact that the Supreme Court gave the president a free pass before the administration even got this underway. So to bring them out and have them do television testimonials one by one after this has all been done again and again and again, you're just trying to humiliate these people. They were standing behind Pam Bondi like, hey, yo, I'll talk right now. And it was refused. The Department of Justice refused to listen to them because then they would have to act. She's just trying to absolve herself and excuse me again. I think she realizes that the Trump brand is sullied and that she needs to get out from under it as fast as she can, as if she can. And I think that's what it was.
What are you going to do?
Like, she lives in New York. She doesn't give a shit. She doesn't live with him. Like that she just, she'd take her money, be out. Bye. Good luck to you before this gets bad. She just saw Orbán go down too, and the Brazilian lady after her. Then her niece is talking. And then who else was talking? Somebody else was talking, big talk. Somebody else who was directly related to her is going to be giving an interview on MS Now, I think tomorrow night or whatever, going back through her whole business of like, no. Nope. Mm-mm. She lying. This is bullshit. This is what it is. And now, should they have done this before?
I can tell you how much I don't care.
I can't believe that you're going to spend your energy not caring about the fall of the very empire that is keeping you from fulfilling the things that you need fulfilled. How would you not care?
I don't care about Melania and sitting here and dissecting Melania's past or what she said. Or like, I don't care about her. She's irrelevant to my life. I think she's irrelevant to the administration as well. As far as distraction from the war, I don't know. Like, it doesn't feel like a good use of my time to listen to her talk or care about what she says or does or where she's going to go or what she's going to do. Like, I don't care what happens to her in the future.
You asked. I don't know what's going to happen to her in the future. I think she's going to be fine, or she's going to be in jail. But so how do you go through?
Seems good.
I
don't care about celebrities. I don't care about famous people.
That's the vice president. That's the president's wife. That's not. Okay, keep going. What do you care?
Celebrity. She's not drafting policy.
Okay.
She's not some mega mind behind the Oval Office. I mean, sure, send her to jail with all the rest of them. I don't know. In my day-to-day, it's a better use of my time to like care about my kids and their friends or what's happening at their schools or what's happening with the folks across the street. Or how I'm trying to organize in my own community. Like, those things just seem like much more worthy and deserving of my time and energy and attention than like being a spectator of the rich and powerful that I cannot control.
Or having knowledge of the history in which you live and the players who are responsible for it.
I have lots of knowledge of the history, but
contemporary history. Not like how we got here, right? Like what's happening right now, like that part. Like we're in the history. This is the history.
Yeah. And the part that I can control or influence is the part in my direct daily life, spending my time and energy and attention being upset or following all the ins and outs and details of these people who live in a different world than I live in. It just didn't feel like a good use of my time or energy. It's good that some people do. Right? We need to know. I know that you will fill me in on the things I do need to know about. but it's not how I spend my very limited leisure time.
Leisure time. It's a leisure. Politics, the leisure activity. All right. So if we're not going to talk about the ugly celebrities because you don't care, what's on your brain hole? What's on your brain hole? What's on your mind? What's in your brain
What is a
hole?
brain hole?
Where your mind lives, I think.
Is that my skull?
Sure. Yeah.
There's an ear that goes in, but I don't think there's a hole in my brain as far as I'm aware.
Well, that's where your mind lives. If you took the mind out, it'd be a brain hole. So anyway, what you been thinking about?
Um, I mean, we spend a lot of time talking about all the things we don't want and all the people we want to punish and the things we'd like to see burned down or whatever. But for me, it's a lot more important these days to start thinking about what we do want and what we are trying to create and build. And all this talk about late stage capitalism. It's like, okay, so what is on the other side? And I don't say that thinking that I or anyone else has the answer. I say that because I think it's important to start thinking about what are the possibilities, what are the dreams, what are the things we're
Hmm.
working towards, what are the things we're trying to build instead of the things we're trying to tear down. I don't know. I'm curious what your thoughts are as well, but trying to think about what it's one of those things that you can't even, it's hard to even fathom what that looks like when this is all we've ever known. But some kind of universal basic income, guaranteed housing and healthcare and education, investing more in the well being of our people than in bombs and military and causing harm to other people. Those would be my starting places. Um, some kind of balance between personal freedom of expression and collective responsibility.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts?
I think it's a yes and um from my perspective, right? Because again, when you start getting into like what does a definition of a life well lived or thriving or purpose mean, I don't know. But when the access to um, that level of discovery is available, I believe that it does further demonstrate the morality of the society, really, right? Like because that's ultimately what it's about. It's where are the resources invested, and the resources are there, have been there, are being misallocated and stolen. Um, I do believe that an infrastructure, uh, including functional government, continues to be a necessity. It's not one that I'm excited about, but is a necessity. I don't know I don't know all of what it looks like, but I think it looks a lot more like national ranked choice voting. I do think it has a lot more to do with uh, there being some level of investment from the government in getting the people invested in their civil duties. So that also means that if this government is able to get folks between 18 and 25 registered for their stupid ass war, then that means that everybody in the entire United States could be registered for the vote. There's not a reason we're not doing this by phone. I don't understand what's happening. If you can bank by phone, if you can by and it's irritating. It's pressing too many buttons. It's not fun, but they could very easily send every citizen like a 7-digit number, and you got to talk to the robot and press the things to get to
Oh,
the
you're talking about an
place.
actual phone call, not an app on the phone?
No, I'm talking about a
Like an
phone
actual
call.
touch tone phone call?
It with your hit your little buttons if you need. If you don't want to get the app, hey, here's the number. Great, but this is what you if you want your taxes done and you don't want to do them yourself, then you got to vote. Pretty simple. We're not going to punish anybody. You still got to do your taxes, but like if you don't want to go through the charade of acting like we don't know what money you owe, and you don't want to go through math class this year, then easy peasy, vote. We got you. And if you want to double check our math, great, do that anyway. But you probably should. But we will take care of that if you vote. You've got to vote, right? And then actually have candidates who are worth a shit by limiting the amount of funding that comes from anywhere except for the government. I mean, it's just insane. The way that ideas are held out by this ridiculous velvet rope and obscured when they do show up. And I think that for me, it does also widen quite a bit and come back to what goes on in popular culture as well, because there is a very specific agenda that popular culture is meant to create, right? Which is one of a manufactured uniculture and consent toward that. And even in the explorations of the less savory aspects of culture that have happened in different ideations of it, including in the present, it is still at the end of the day a reinforcement of the idea that like, okay, yeah, and then really just leave the rich people alone and like everybody be nice to each other and just fuck off a little bit and it'll be fine. And which is not enough. That's not it. That's not justice, right? That's peace in the valley. Justice would look like creating critical thinkers, critical actors, meaning people who would, use their action, use their energy critically, creators, yeah, and again, it is about, I think, the cooperation, like knowing. To my mind, I think knowing one's role, because a lot of people say that or ask that question. I've heard that question asked over and over again, right? Like, how do you know what you're supposed to do? Or I don't know what the this and that and whatever. I don't know. I think we're just supposed to like do whatever we know how to do well. It doesn't really matter what that thing is if you're doing it in the interest of the most impacted. Like if you're doing it in the interests of serving the largest number of the most impacted, great, do whatever. Do whatever. Now, do we all agree on what that means? No, that's where the problem comes in, but that has to do with the critical thinking and then, all the rest of that other shit that I talked about. But so I think it would be that, like a huge overhaul of the education system and priorities in it. It's embarrassing to see how advanced and peaceful so many other countries are. It's just like, oh my God, what is going on? Why do we have so many guns here? What are we doing?
I mean, you know the answer.
I don't know why we have so many guns. I don't get that part. Just is it just the money thing, or
I
is
think
there
it's
another answer?
colonizer mentality and projecting out your own sins onto the other people around you.
Okay, but then how does
The curse of the
Australia and New
original
Zealand
sin.
end up with no guns?
I think they paid people to turn them in. And they passed a
Let's do
law.
that. Let's do that.
I think they're trying to break their colonizer curse, maybe little by little. I don't know. Reason, not the ego of feeling like you're the best in the world when you're not. You're just a bully.
Who's a bully? I'm a bully.
The United States of America.
Oh, reason. The reason. I thought you were saying reason was what you wanted for a minute. I was like, wait, reason is not being a bull. I got you. What is the reason? Sorry. Go ahead. I got lost. It was a syntax error on my part.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this is not your favorite conversation to have, but I cannot see a way through this as United States. I think we got to break it up.
So in your think we got to break it up, right? And now we're just having philosopher corner for a
Like
minute.
we don't need to be a country the size of a continent.
How
Don't we don't need to be a world power anymore. We've done a terrible job. Caused a lot of harm and violence and damage.
without a
Get it
lot of
worse.
harm, violence, and damage and a sectarian war, do you see that happening?
Brexit worked without a war. I don't know. We could just vote on it. I don't think there'd have to be a war. In my mind, that's how I'd like it to go. Is it possible without a war? I don't know, but this does not seem viable to continue in this way. Think about what we could accomplish if we were just like a West Coast Union. It was just California, Oregon, and Washington. Like, what could we accomplish if we just got to make our own laws in the West Coast? The West Coast already has set up its own CDC, coordinating around public health and other things. Like, we could accomplish so much if we could be our own country, and not have to deal with the red states who live off of what the blue states produce.
Okay, but
go do their own
wait,
thing.
now you say that. What happens to the populations of those states who are not about the red movement? What the folks who are being exploited by the very movement that you're talking about,
They got to
and
figure
all
it
of the
out for
votes that have been
themselves.
stolen. So fuck them. You're
No,
poor. You live
we
in
can't.
Kansas. Up yours. I don't know.
I don't think we can continue trying to think that there's one right way that we must implement across the land.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't. I don't think that that's the answer. I'm not suggesting that. I'm. It's not
I'm
even
trying to not be a white savior anymore and be like, how do we create our communities on a smaller scale that are functional, that work for the people who are here, and not be the one thinking I need to go save everybody everywhere, because that is what fuels the US's propaganda around being the policeman of the world or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and I hear that. I hear that. I appreciate that. I am not suggesting policing anybody. I am suggesting not starving other parts of the country as a matter of political self-interest. That
I
seems
didn't say anything about
wild.
starving anyone.
Well, if we have you seen the other
They have
areas
all
that
the
would
food.
duck out?
They farm.
Do you see? Have you seen the other areas that would duck out? Texas isn't even on the grid. Like what they're gonna be fucked if the United States is not involved as a whole. There are a lot of Latinos in Texas who have nothing to do with Ted Cruz.
I'm sure they will figure it out. Like I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know. I don't think we can like save everyone. I don't think we can save everyone. And trying to like stay in an abusive relationship, you know, for the kids. Like it's not good for the kids in the long run. And this is untenable at the way we're going. Even if we flip everything blue and if we have President Mamdani or whatever it is, like it's just going to keep flipping back and forth. This is untenable in the long term. And we cause so much harm around the world by being the military power that we are, that if we broke it up, it would save a lot of lives in the rest of the world. And we here would have to figure out what to do with our own communities instead of trying to impose our will on the rest of the entire sea to shining sea.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that in a magic wand scenario. I don't. I'm just, as you keep saying it, I'm like, okay, so the here to there, the people who are now starving, dying, being executed by whomever, wherever across the United States, including your friends, my friends, our families, like
Are
what?
being
They just got to
executed?
figure it out. Do you think for 1 minute that if Kansas and Oklahoma have the opportunity to start pulling full on executions of trans community members who say that they will not? I mean, they're endangering the lives of women already. They've shut down everything.
Yeah, they have.
The only thing standing between them is what's left of civilization. And you're saying like, I'm not. I hear that the goal is not that we got to
Underground
go police
Railroad to
those
get them
people.
out. Refugee status. Like, I don't, it's not looking good for folks right now anyway. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's too big. And there are too many
Yeah,
people who are on the death cult who hold the reins of power in so many other places. I think we got to break up the empire. There's going to be lots of people who are going to be harmed regardless of what the future holds. I have no power to make this happen. This is all just a thought experiment.
oh yeah, we're just doing the brain thing. We're just doing the brain thing.
And yeah, that's, I mean, how many lives are being lost in Iran and Cuba and Congo and all the other places around the world where the US interferes, just
Oh,
goes
for
in
sure.
and indiscriminately bombs people.
Yeah,
It's
for
not
sure.
about a trade off. It's just like there are no good answers. There's no answer where everyone gets out alive.
No, no, and
I'm
and
not
and
desiring to abandon anyone, but also at some point we have to figure out what comes next.
well, I think there is a question of what comes next. I just think it's a, the more I think about it, and really this is in this moment because it's not like I've been, mulling it in the same way that you have, because I know that at least get the magic wand theory, right? Like it's like nope, from here to there, like perfect, right? Um, and if I could from here to there, because it would take, I'm sure, as much violence. I don't have a path either. I'm not that person. I don't think I am. Um, I would be willing to consider continuing. Like, first of all, I think all nations should be dissolved. I think they're stupid, but I would be willing in my magical wand, bullshit wand forest to, I would be interested, not willing, to move us toward ranked voting parliamentary procedure. And we can go ahead and leave the nation. But like we're gonna all this everything that around the decision making that is born on the back of the systems of slavery and our own brand of cultural Zionism and all the apartheid systems that we've built and all the women's indentured servitude that we've created, that the structural pieces to address that, which we have, we just don't use because people are clutching power because they think they should have more. But like, if we were to deal with that, also my other fantasy would be there's a wealth cap. There's a wealth cap.
Yeah, that's a tax rate.
$250,000 a year you can make. After that, no, you cannot make any more money. There's no more money to be made.
Yeah, I mean, it gets
it's not there.
and a lot of them are earning interest on investments and things that don't count as income. So there's some kind of wealth tax needed in addition to an income tax. But
oh, for sure. Yeah, no, estates are gone. That's over. Fuck all that.
The wealth people are not.
Fuck all that. No, we're going to blow up all that Rothberg fucking pass it down through your lineage inbred bullshit right now. No, absolutely not. No more fucking. No, the fiefdoms and the kingdoms go. If it's no kings, it's no fucking kings. Oligarchs got to go too. Sorry, Mark. Bye. No, absolutely not.
They're going to be very happy about that.
Probably well, I'm not suggesting there's not going to be a war.
Private military is probably not going to go super well.
It's going to be a very small military fighting against a different military that I don't want to be involved in any of it. But like, no, we can't. You can't both have a bunch of oligarchs and have an equal society. Those things cannot coexist.
No, the equal society is just
you gotta cap it.
That allows the oligarchs to keep the populace in order.
That's why I'm saying we cap it. We cap it. Cap them. That's what Mangione said.
No corporate ownership of residential dwelling units. That would be one.
Oh, no corporate ownership. We're done with that as well, by the way. PPS.
Oh, okay. For sure.
Fuck a corporation.
Corporations are not people.
At all.
And the people running them can absolutely be held financially and legally liable for the harm their corporations cause.
And you can still make a ton of money. Look, AT&T blew the fuck up, and that's how come you got to have a Garfield phone. So otherwise, before that, the phone companies just leased you the phone, right? Like they do with your Wi-Fi server or whatever. So like the reason,
really?
Yeah. The reason everybody's phone was the same was because it was just the same. You had like a color to choose from. That was it.
Rotary dial phone.
It was rotary dial or push button. Do you want it on the wall? Do you want it on the desk?
That came from the phone company.
Coming from the phone company, but you're also paying for the lease of that. And if it breaks, like then you can lease a new one. And if you leave it behind, fine.
Okay. And what happened?
So they broke up the phone company, right? And as they broke up the phone company, then it turned into a bunch of small companies. And at that point, that's when they started having to make like individual kinds of phones, like different phone designs, and the see-through phone, the Barbie phone, the Snoopy phone, the whatever phone there was. The reason for that was because they were like, okay, well, what do we do for money now? And other companies were like, you're dumb. You could actually give people options. Now, there's a downside to that too. So again, we've got to curb what capitalism is and what it does.
Wanton consumption and disposable products.
Man, because there is an island out in the middle of the sea that has a cave filled with Garfield phones because one of the tanks fell off of the ship, and to this day, on occasion, Garfield phones just like, and different pieces of them just wash up on the beach. So you'll just be walking along that beach and there'll just be Garfield eyes just show up on the beach.
I'm like, did we really need Garfield phones?
I don't know that. Listen,
You know what? You want a Garfield phone? Paint your phone to look like Garfield. Make it yourself. I don't think we
The
need
ability, the
constant
ability to
ability
do
to buy
this. Yeah,
Garfield.
yeah, yeah. No, the ability to do this. This comes from the space race, right? So I'm not saying like let's not go to the moon. It is a giant waste of money and time, and very important things come out of it that end up mattering very much to civilization. And if we can figure out some kind of cooperative mechanisms around sharing the wealth around that and the wealth of the infrastructure and the development around that, then that would give us a leg up instead of having to make some kid in the middle of a desert someplace figure out how to hook up the internet by themselves and then wonder why they use it to steal wealth from this and any other country they can. Like, they could have had computers. You're making them build them or dig up the stuff for them or say, like, just give them computers.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would do that too.
All right. Well,
Also, free tattoos. Free
I'm sure
tattoos. I want free tattoos.
Why?
Well, because my
Why do
magic
they need
wand
to
is
be
still out.
free?
Okay, fine.
Doesn't the person performing the service deserve compensation?
My magic wand prepaid them through a government service through the arts. There's a grant for the arts that allows for artists to get paid very well to do their work for people. There you go. So yes, free tattoos. Okay. What else you got? Free tattoos.
So they're subsidized tattoos?
Oh yeah, they're all state subsidized.
I don't know.
They're all state
like
subsidized.
A tattoo often has a spiritual or energetic component for which you should make some kind of sacrifice in addition to the pain you're enduring. But it's another topic for another day. Love to hear from our listeners. What's your dream of a world beyond capitalism? What do you think it looks like? Let us know.
Oh, leave it in the chat wherever you're listening to this or watching it. There's a chat.
Yes.
Chat it in there.
Find us at strategyandSolidarity.org. Come join our community. We have conflict resolution for anti-fascists coming back around on May 7th and June 3rd, I believe. We have DEI narrative warfare coming up and a couple of other things to be announced soon.
And they're going to be so good. Thank you, Imani Will, for the use of the intro and outro and interstitial music, Love of the Earth. Thank you to all of the members who are part of Strategy and Solidarity. You do make this possible. This is funded by you. Of course, if you are a new member, hey, if you want to join a paid membership, it funds this. We pay for things that matter. That's what Theresa was just teaching us, and it's not a wrong sentiment. If you are a member now and you'd like to pay a little bit more, you can do that too. No one's going to stop you. No one's going to stop you. We are really trying to invest further and more deeply in this community and hope that you will all be along for that ride with us. We will have some more surprises coming up for you in short order. And I feel like that's probably enough words. I don't know.
All right. Take good care of yourselves out there.
You almost forgot. All right. Talk to you soon.